What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, Donnie B here. About a year ago I made a video on what I thought to be one of the best, most affordable recording monitors on the market. And that company, Shimbol, saw that video and the positive feedback that I was getting from it thanks to you guys, decided to send me out their newest product, the wireless transmission system called the TP Mini. Now this thing transmitted 1080p up to 60 frames per second up to 600 feet. And I did a review on this, and I'll leave a link to it in the description below. If you haven't seen it, go check it out after this. But this video was so well received that they decided to send me their newest product, which is the newest version of this, the TP Max. Now, not much has changed other than the color and the image on it. So let's go over it. I'm guessing a lot of people weren't really a big fan of the red with the dragon. I certainly was, you know, especially being House Targaryen. But I guess there was a lot of kind of not so positive feedback on the red and the gold. I think it looks sick, but you know, to each their own. So this time they changed the color, which is a really nice matte gray with a matte black at the top. But they let you decide whether you want to put your logo on it or not, and included the decal separately. I put one on the receiver end just so I can keep them separated, and it's a panda bear this time. I don't know if you can see that. See if we can get it in focus. Got a panda bear this time. But as far as the overall size and the ports and the plugs and all that, not much has changed. So this is the receiver, and it still has two HDMI outs and a 5-volt USB-C where you can run it on a battery bank if you want to. If you don't want to use a battery bank, then it takes the Sony MPF batteries. Just snap right in. There's still a 1/4-20 on the bottom. I would have liked to see them incorporate some kind of cold shoe into it, but you know, as affordable as it is, I guess I really can't complain. I've just been using these cold shoe adapters. They just screw right onto the bottom. Well, here I got one on this one. Just a little adapter. It fits right into my top handle. Here's that monitor, by the way. I use it a lot. I really like it. I'll leave a link to that video in the description as well. It still transmits 1080p 60 via 2.4 gigahertz wireless network, but it does no longer do 600 feet. Now it does 1,000 feet. On the transmitter, you have the same 5-volt USB-C that can be run on a battery bank. There's also a HDMI in as well as an HDMI out. I'll even show you, I got two cables coming off my camera here. So this would go into the in and then out to the monitor, and then I can wirelessly transmit to, say, the big monitor right here. And there's a couple things that I bought recently that this has really come in clutch, but I'll show you more on that in a little bit. So I use these a lot more than I ever thought I would. And for the price, you really can't beat it. It's worth having around. I mean, it's one of those things like you probably don't ever need it until you buy it, and then when you buy it, you'll use it a lot. And I certainly do. I use this all the time. So on the opposite side of the HDMI ports, you have an on-off toggle that turns your battery on and off. There's also a play button and a stop button. If you hit that play button, it is a battery indicator, and it also lets you know. Let me turn this one on so it'll pair. Home's got a full battery. I don't even really know the battery life on these either because I haven't changed them yet. I use them all the time, and this one's at 50% battery, so who knows. But yeah, you press the play button. It shows you your battery life. You see on this one, they're both at 50% battery. There's probably hours of use on this, and it still has 50% battery. So that's pretty impressive. And I've been using these. I think these are Artman. Yeah, just Amazon brand batteries, nothing special. I do use these Viltrox batteries here a lot. These turned out to be really good batteries, really affordable. I think two of them was like $40 or something. I'll leave a link to all those in the description below as well. That gray does look really sick on your camera though. Here, let me put it on there. Just so you can get an idea. Alright, we're going to go out. Then we're going to go in. Just look how good that setup looks. Well, there's normally a microphone on it, but the microphone's up here now. But just look how good that looks on there. I'm trying to get it in the light. There we go. Pretty gnarly. Before I show you some of the use cases and then we go outside and we do a range test on these things, I do just want to take a second and talk about this company, Shimbol, as a company. They have been nothing but good to me. And if you scour YouTube and search their products, you can see that a lot of the smaller creators are the ones getting these products. And I know that's like affordable on their end, but it also helps creators boost their confidence and help grow their channels. And they just seem to really support smaller creators. Like I said, I know that's a two-way street. It's really beneficial for them as well as it's really beneficial for us. So if you would just take a second, be sure to smash the like button for them. They don't have to do that, and it's really awesome they do. And like I said, you can search all through YouTube and see that most of the creators that are getting these products are the smaller guys. Now, I don't know if that's because the larger channels don't really want to accept things like this, and the smaller guys are like, yeah, sure, send it on out, we'll take a look. But either way, I think it's beneficial for so many people, and yeah, I just really appreciate them. So let them know in the comments, let them know with the like button that we really appreciate them sending out content like this or products like this for us to try out. So with the improved performance and improved range, you got to expect that the price is going to be a little bit higher, right? So these were released at $89, which was extremely affordable. I think it's probably going to stay $89. I don't think they're going to drop the price on this because the tentative price that they gave me on this one, now I don't have a set price, but they said tentatively this is going to be released at $119. So maybe there'll be a promotion where it drops it down a little bit, but is that 400 feet extra of range worth $30 extra? In some cases, I would say yes, because I took this and we're going to test this just in a minute. I didn't record it, I was just messing around, but I actually went through my house into my neighbor's house to the other side of their house and never dropped a frame. So I don't know if like the range is so much as important because very few people are going to be recording 1,000 foot away from their monitor. I mean, that's maybe if you're in a car and you're doing chase scenes or something like that. Very unlikely though. But more likely is there's going to be somebody through walls or in a trailer outside or in a office somewhere monitoring Video Village, something like that. So I think the strength of the signal is definitely worth it. This one, it did really good. It didn't quite do 600 feet out and wide open in a parking lot. Like I said, I put that in the video, so you can check that out. We're going to go do a range test in just a minute, but as far as the signal strength, I have noticed a huge improvement. Is that worth the extra money? Probably so. Now, with all that being said, let's go do a range test. All right, so here's the deal. We got the Canon R6 Mark II with the 100 to 400 zoomed all the way out. Well, it's zoomed to 300. And then we got the TP Max with a 25 watt battery bank powering it. Look, you can see there's no battery under there, just so I could prove that it will. And it is zoomed in on that stop sign way down there 1,000 feet away. All right, so we're gonna really test the range of this thing. We also have the Pocket 3 recording just to show a wide angle so that you know that there's no funny business going on. And so the only thing left to do is to walk it out. So here we go. Where am I at? Let's get in frame. There we go. All right, look at that autofocus tracking the back of my head. So the halfway point is like that blue trash can you see in the frame there. And we're going to stop and see the performance on it. Now keep in mind, this is going through my body. My back is to the camera, so usually that has some kind of interference. Also, we have power lines. I don't know how much that has to do with it. All right, I would say that this is legitimately halfway. I don't know if you can see that far down with this wide angle camera on the Action 5 Pro. So let's do a little left to right so we can see how smooth it is. Yeah, it's starting to drop a few frames, but what I've noticed is here in a second it'll say when it starts skipping like that, it normally will switch channels. There we go. It says switch Wi-Fi channel due to signal performance. And that should clean it up a lot. Yep, there we go. I mean, regardless, we're every bit of 800 feet away right now. I mean, that's... Here, let's do a little left to right so you can see how smooth it is. I mean, 100% it is skipping a few frames, but... Just changing channels again. Let's go all the way to the stop sign. Look at that. That's crazy. Look how smooth that is. This switched channels and now we're right back to business. All right, y'all, we made it. Oh, there it is. We are 1,000 feet away. Here, let me... It's skipping a frame or two, but it's still... It's switching channels again. Oh, my God. Oh, man, we're back in business. Look, it's buttery smooth. I think a lot of it had to do with my back being to it and having to go through my body. I know that wireless microphones, if you turn your back to the receiver, you tend to have some interference. And so whenever I turn back around, that's when it really smoothed out. All right, so we're back at halfway. I mean, if you look, you can't even see it way down there. But, like I said, we're every bit of 450, 500 feet away. And we're transmitting 1080p 60 like it ain't nothing. Alright, well, we made it back to the house. There's the cameras. And, you know, did it transmit 1080p 60? 1,000 feet? It absolutely did. Did it have some hiccups and drop some frames? For sure. I mean, I'm certain that whenever they test that range limit, that it is in laboratory conditions, you know, controlled climate, all that. They don't just jump out in the middle of a neighborhood with a bunch of Wi-Fi and power lines and everything. There's got to be some interference in there somewhere. I mean, every one of these houses around here has, you know, interference shooting out of it. So it did do it though. It did meet their claim. So there's one more test that I want to show you, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, this is the last use case that I was going to show you. I mean, everybody's seen a slider, and they know what they do. And you can pretty much imagine what that is whenever I say we use these for a slider. So what I wanted to show you was this thing. So this is from Glide Gear, and, you know, excuse the dirty studio. It's either going to be a clean studio or you're going to use it. I use mine. So, you know, sorry. But this thing's made by Glide Gear. So what we have is we got like a stand in the middle, and then your camera mounts here, and then it's on a pivot. And it's got this black background back here. I might actually have to turn that just a little bit. So I got two of these little cheap Ulanzi lights here, and this one's on 5600 Kelvin, and that was on 32, just to add a little bit of warmth to it. But as you can see, I have the transmitter on the camera, and then over here on my monitor you can see that I am transmitting over there. And over here I got the receiver, and then I got a battery bank powering it, and then running HDMI to my monitor. So here we go. I mean, as you can see, this shot would be impossible to monitor. You'd be looking at the back of the camera and trying to see it go around, because once the camera starts spinning, you really can't monitor it. But with it on that monitor over there, transmitting it wirelessly, it just, oh, it looks good. Look at that. Ooh. And, oh man. And if you want to get a little clever, hit it with some atmosphere. Yeah, we'll hose it down. Hit it with some atmosphere. And then we're going. Look at that. Super cool, man. Now, this is one of those things that you can't use for every shot. It's a lot to set up and take down. But for certain things, for products that they send me, I like to get really good B-roll, and I'm just not good at B-roll. So in combination with this thing and the TP Mini, it's awesome. It really is awesome. I really like it. Now, does Michael Bay have a set of these on the set of the next Transformer movies? No, probably not. The set he's got probably cost thousands of dollars. This, you spend $100 and you got it in your kit. You can use it for things like this. You can use it when you're out and about. I mean, it's really, really worth every penny. All right, well, there you have it. I'll leave it up to you. Is the extra range and the stronger signal and the different color worth that extra few dollars? I really think so. Now, there are way more expensive systems out there. I mean, you can just search wireless transmission systems on the internet and you can see the prices range all over the place. You can spend thousands of dollars on this. Now, is this Hollywood quality stuff? I mean, it works. It's great. It's perfect for creators like us. Even somebody making, small documentary short films. It packs up light. It's small. It's easy. It takes batteries that everybody has. It's just a really good, solid product. Now, you can go spend a lot more money and get higher quality stuff. But as far as, packing light and not worrying about if you lose it so much, I think it's a great product. I really, really have grown to like all of these products from Shimbol. And, it's not sponsored. They did send it to me, but I would have used this stuff anyway. This monitor I bought on my own, and that kind of introduced me to this whole ecosystem of stuff. So check out the website. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. There'll also be some affiliate links to all of these products for you to check out. And again, I just ask that you share them a little love and hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the new color. Were you a fan of the red, or do you like the new? The gray is dope. I do. Honestly, I think I'm gonna leave the sticker off of this one and leave it on this one just so I can tell them apart. That's one thing that some complaints I had about this one is you could barely see that little TX right there, and on this one the RX. It was just hard to tell them apart. So I think I'm definitely gonna leave the sticker on one and leave it off on the other just so I can tell them apart. All right, well that's gonna do it for this one. I really do appreciate each and every one of y'all. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And as always, take care of yourselves. You know you deserve it. I'm Donnie B, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.